Going back to where I used to live felt like meeting an old friend, a friend whom you think you know for sure, but there is always something to discover, something new to find in. A friend who brings comfort but secretly reminds you of that forgotten version of yourself, of all the things you used to be and the dreams you used to have.
Oh my god, this is our mountain.
And being back to the mountains, even for a short while, felt like being in the presence of that friend where I kept unlocking a hidden memory in every corner. I remembered how every sunrise felt like a personal invite from nature, how a freshly baked carrot cake would be a reason to go on a picnic, and how a new trail would call for an adventure. There were many inspirations which came to me from the mountains. In fact, I began my journey as an artist over here. And not only the Himalayan art, it's just the way of living and their teachings, they started to shape my thoughts. And I truly believe that art happens much before it starts shaping on the canvas. And I have been deeply inspired by how art is seen as meditation in Buddhist tradition. And this thought is beautifully captured by Rick Rubin in his book, The Creative Act. Our thoughts, feelings, processes, and unconscious beliefs, they all have an energy that is hidden in the world. Art has an electric charge which is transmitted by the artist and which is further transmitted into the world. And I love how beautiful this example is. It's like pine trees spreading their spores in the air. It's like the idea is having its own life, which is spread by the artist into the world to grow, to be reflected back by other minds. Painting while listening to ritualistic chants stops the mind to engage with mental clutter. I remember painting for 12 hours straight with a highly focused group of artists while listening to Buddhist chants and not feeling tired for a single bit. Sometimes the memory of all of it, the voices of the life which could have been, feels loud enough to make the present feel like a loss. But while I was there, I realized that the visit is about integration. I do not need to choose in between where I come from and where I'm going. It's the entirety of the experience which makes this journey so wholesome.
By creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
There is a Tibetan word, bardo. It's probably one of my favorite words, which literally means in-between state. In Buddhist philosophy, it refers to the transitional phase between death and rebirth. But bardo isn't just about death, which one phase ends and another hasn't fully begun. Many Buddhist teachers also use it metaphorically. For example, the bardo of a breakup, the bardo of moving homes, or the bardo of uncertainty in life. Although change is the way of life, but it took me a lot of courage as well as a lot of resistance to change the scenery, to go to a new city. It isn't easy to leave, especially when you love where you are at. I didn't let the self-discovery happen so easily. I held very tightly to my familiar version, also because it was my favorite version so far. And I held on to it, sometimes by lying that I had other plans while staring at my ceiling fan when someone new called me for dinner, because being at home felt comfortable, easy to control. But this resistance also blocked new experiences to come to me. Comfort zones have a lot of gravity. They can delude us into believing that what we have right now is the final version of ourselves. And I guess that is why it takes immense strength and madness to get out of that loop. Life happens in forward motion, not backwards. And life is life, and it is always happening, even in denial, even when I didn't feel ready. The courage which took me to allow the change to happen also allowed me to see a newer version of myself. Sometimes these changes were subtle and sometimes quite tangible. They were small signs of release. They showed up as I replaced my mountain shoes with walking shoes. When I joined high-intensity training for the first time, as walking around wasn't the basic mode of commute anymore. And sometimes it showed up on my door. when a friend sent me home-cooked meal when I was homesick. Trying to count the versions I had to let go of myself. In my 20s, I had a very different version or versions of myself. Some came out of my own curiosity and some were borrowed from others, where society expected me to settle down. I also waited to feel the same, but it just didn't come to me the way I thought it would. And maybe the version of my life is going to be a discovery of its own where I can only trust my instincts. Having lived in different places, sometimes I wonder, what if I had never moved at all? How it would have been to live without a deep sense of nostalgia, or who would I have been without a deep sense of exploration for life? I don't know everything truly. In fact, the more I know, I feel the less I know. I hope you were able to take something from this video, whether it was a thought that resonated with you or simply the feeling of sitting with a friend, sharing a cup of coffee and talking about life. And more than anything, I hope it reminded you that we are never truly alone on this journey.